9 o'clock. Share amateur video, uplink, 1.2 gigaband. And we are grateful to the CTAC repeater group for allowing us to use this frequency, this repeater, for coordination. So let's get our first check-in. Hey Jen, thanks for joining. Who else is out there?
KD7QKU and N7KC.
Thank you, Ron, and got Lee along with you, 7KC. Anyone else? Okay, well that'll get us started. I am still getting my video started, so I don't see anything yet, but I will very shortly. So let's go over to Jim, N7QO, K9PQ, and the Watson net. Go ahead, Jim.
N7QO. Thank you, Bob. Well, good evening, everyone. It was a weak signal, but probably it's just a tiny bit better than what I see myself on the 1.2. Let's see, what else can I say? Today started off as kind of a nice day. By the time I left the house, it began to drizzle, and then it turned into a little snow. And now I have some snow on the vegetation here around the house. It's not like it's overwhelming. It's not like there's any on the pavement, but I definitely have grass that's white over here. And I'm showing 34 degrees right now, but it sure looks like it's colder than that out there. And here in the shack, I didn't get the heat turned on earlier, so it's rather chilly here in the shack as well. That's okay. I've got the heat running now, so it'll probably be comfortable right about when the net ends here. Well, that's okay. Let's see. I've seen some problems with weather around the area. Port Angeles, I saw they had some nastiness over there, some really strong winds. Hope everything's okay with you, Lee. And back to you, Bob. K9PQ, this is N7QO.
Well, very good, Jim. I'm seeing a little bit of an image of you on streaming, but it's more of a hint that it's you. It's not completely just white noise, but not much coming through at this moment. As for snow, there were some flakes, some pretty big flakes coming down while I was driving home, but it's already stopped and nothing's done. Ron and Lee, go ahead, Ron.
Okay, well thank you very much, Bob. K9PQ, 87QKU. That's funny. When I'm transmitting, I see interference on my drop. That makes any difference. Well, let's see. From my friend about 2 o'clock up on Camino Island, he said everything was white, including the trees and the road. Could have been snowing for a couple hours up there, and Kim had called me from Linwood, I don't know, maybe 11 o'clock, and said that snow was coming down there, and I don't know if it ever got white or not. But we just had a little bit of rain that's going on here around 2 o'clock, and then later you see a few snowflakes once in a while, but nothing. So it was nothing very good. So, Lee doesn't have echoing tonight, so we'll go to our normal station. Here we go, Lee.
thanks, Ron. N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Hi, Jim, and hi, Bob. It's cold here today. Like that, 36 heavy. And it's been that way for day after day. So we didn't have any precip at all. We were sort of thinking that it could, but we didn't get anything. And honestly, I don't know anything about a high wind. Of course, I was here all day, and we didn't have any winds that I'm aware of, so forth. So I don't know what to make of that. Okay, what I wanted to do, I have to warn Bob. I'm going to hold a finger up in the frame here. I'm just going to try to get a latency. There we go. So I'm going to drop my finger and start the stopwatch. And then see when okay, 4 seconds. All right, that's not too bad. It takes it from the time the stream is noisy to the time it got to me. It got better and better. It takes a little bit of time to recover. That's pretty clear. And Ron started out a little rough, and then it got better and better. And then finally, when he finally put me on, why I seem to be up to his usual standard now, and it's pretty fast. So I'll not hold it. We expect it to freeze tonight, but not very much. I think it'll get down to 31. The barometer took a dive yesterday, but it's going back up now a little bit. So anyway, this is N7KC Lee in Port Angeles. We're here courtesy of Skype, and engineer Ron, KD7QKU over there at Eastgate, is doing the honors. So back to net.
Okay, KD7QKU, back to net. Bye-bye.
Okay, well, great to see both of you. And Ron, you looked really rough at first, but I think I didn't have my YouTube set properly. You look good now, and Lee looks really good as well. And Lee, thank you for thinking of me. But I'm afraid it's still the complete. What I need is for you to remark or something like that when you actually drop your finger, so we can all play along and see how long our delay is too. But I'll do that on my turn. So let's see if Gary can answer back, or if there's anyone else that would like to check in at this time.
Okay, 7HYB is here.
Okay, Gary did join. Anyone else to join? Okay, Gary, why don't you take your turn?
Okay, you're going to need me to switch tonight?
I don't know yet, but I don't know if Ron has turned off his transmitter yet. I don't know if he did or not. It's off now. I don't know how long the delay is. So, yeah, you go on ahead, and I will try to switch it for myself the first time, and if I fail, I'll have you do it.
Okay, good enough. Happy to K7HYB in the group, K7. And good evening all. For 33 to 30 minutes, pick up a carrier here tonight. There we go. Let's see if I can get on. Well, there I am. Okay. There I am. Get the, see if the mugshot keys are translated. It does. Well, interesting. Anyway, I had a pretty quiet day today. Charles Walling day today, and I made the bed, vacuumed the house, took a shower, and it started snowing around 2 o'clock this afternoon. We're just a couple ticks under 500 feet here. In fact, my antennas are a little over 500 feet. But all in all, it was a pretty quiet day. Carol had to go to a meeting tonight, so I'm in here by myself. And I think it's still snowing. It was the last time I looked. And it's about 33 degrees. And we probably got, maybe an inch, I would say. Something like that. And I guess the snowing point snowing a little bit, quite a bit in Glenwood, Monroe, and Snohomish, and so it seems to be all around us here. At the next break, I'll take a walk out and see how much. We were pretty well. We just had some piles for drive ground and stuff like that. Marysville, and she was a little hasty about driving the pilot, so she took my four-wheel drive CRV with her tonight for the drive up there. My signal isn't too bad. I have no from the live side. Nothing on the 1.2 gig at all. And so I've got to get up there and fix that antenna apparently, or find out what the hell's going on, one or the other. We're going to go around. Back to you, Bob. And good evening to everybody. Good to hear from you. K7HYB.
But it's quite noisy, and you were wanting to roll quite a bit for some reason. Lee could maybe tell us. I think it has something to do with the, I want to call it the black something. I forget. Lee, I didn't learn my lessons very well, Lee. Okay, let me switch it over for my turn here. Ron, is it switched?
See your picture.
Noise. Okay, yeah, Gary. Switch for me, please.
Yeah, I see color bars.
Switch over to my picture. The color bars came up. Except, now they're in color. They were actually in black and white at first, which was very odd. And it's quite, what I'm seeing over the internet is quite noisy right now too. Or not noisy, but rough. Very rough, like blocky, like a bad signal. And freezing a lot too. But anyway, greetings to everybody. It is 36.1 degrees here. It had stopped doing anything at all. I was out a couple of times in the last hour, and it wasn't coming down at all. I'll check again, though, because from what Gary's saying, it sounds like all around me pretty much it's coming down. So I might be in a funny little pocket here. Who knows? I'm down. The top of the hill by me is 500 feet, where the fire station is, but I'm down about 400. It's actually a pretty good drop coming down that hill to get to the lower of the condo complex, and that's where I am. So I think I might be a little bit below the snow line, but I'll be interested to see what my brother Gary gets up on the Spanish Plateau, and they often get it. We don't. Well, I think that might be good for a first go-round. So let me... Okay, I'll ask Gary now back to the normal function, and we'll send it over to Jim.
Thank you, Bob. Net and this net, high wind warning over there. At least something which I really want to fly. I've been trying to keep an eye at least a little bit on the weather in the vicinity of Port Angeles, because I kind of need to move out of at least King County sometime in the not-too-distant future. And I kind of need to do that to preserve my money, so I guess if something happens to me sooner, I won't need to worry about running out of money. But anyway, I have not ruled out Port Angeles, so I've been trying to keep an eye on the weather there, and glad that nothing eventful or nothing you remember as a problem. That's good. Gary, yeah, don't know. Good luck with the antenna there. I see on 1.2 okay. I certainly see you better on 1.2 than I see myself. And your picture on the streaming is okay as well, although it's still black and white. But better than me. Let's see. I guess that's it from me for now. Back to you, Bob, N7QO.
Okay, very good, Jim. I wonder if the winds you were looking at maybe were out over the straits, where I would imagine it's a lot windier. But anyway, on we go to Ron. K7QKU, this is K9PQ and the Watts Net. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay. WQKU. Well, I guess here is Lee. W7N. He said he had a cold and a sore throat, and that his voice just wasn't up to it. Maybe he's listening. If you're listening, James, get well soon. So, my son and daughter-in-law that live in Des Moines put their house up for sale. They do have a pretty good view from the living room window of the sound. Listed it at $495. They probably should have listed it at $595. But the realtor talked them into that. And I think he's the guy that sold them the house in the first place. He said he kind of, based that on what the other houses, of course, were selling for around the area. But Jiminy Christmas, from what I know, I have a friend up in Camino Island. They're trying to find a house. The cheapest one they have found so far is $525, and that was in Fall City. I think maybe they should have listed it for $595 because they had an open house and they had a full price offer immediately. So no qualms. So somebody offered a full price offer. So apparently the house was sold if the paperwork goes through. So they were happy. But Sherry was here today and she said maybe they listed a little bit low because it sold so fast. So I didn't say anything, but I was thinking, they could have got a little bit more, I think, but that's too bad. So anyway, that's the way it goes. I do have another story about what I did yesterday, so I'll do that later, maybe next time around or something. So let's go over to N7KC.
Okay, very good. This is N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles, here courtesy of Skype. I can't say the W7DME-R. They work when I'm logged in. And Rob said they've got an unreliable. In fact, Rob is, I think, listening to the net. He's been texting with me. And worthy of comment. Well, Gary, by the way, hi to you. Worthy of comment, Jim, is that your picture is, I can tell, frankly, easily who it is. And the interesting thing is that the encoder on the digitizing for the stream is keeping up with you and the noise. And it also is doing a pretty good job on Gary, but surprisingly, when Ron came on with very, very good video, and Rob's puzzled about this as well, it takes the encoder quite a long time to get itself flushed out and going again. And by the time Ron sent it over to me, it was pretty good. But I notice right now I'm not so good. It's not. I don't think it's even worthy of checking the latency here. So it's not cleared up yet. I'm live, so I don't know what's going on. And I'll scratch the tape. So there you go. Well, I don't have anything else. I have, so I'll send it back. N7KC Lee, Port Angeles, back to Ned.
Okay, Bob, was that audio all right, or did I let my finger slip off the mic?
No, the audio was fine. It's so much better than it used to be. I don't know what you're doing differently, but it's really good.
I'm doing exactly the same thing, I think. Okay, back to net, KD7QKU.
Okay, very good. So let's go on to Gary, K7HYB. Go ahead, Gary.
K9PQ, this is WW7 Hotel Yankee Bravo. And there I am in all of my glory, and yes, I am rolling a little bit, that's for sure. Yeah, let me try the wide shot and see if there's enough video there to, oops, there. Get the lights adjusted here. I always have to adjust the lights a little bit in order to keep the picture from washing out. And I just downloaded the app onto my phone from my weather station. I went in and looked at it and said it was 33 degrees at 86% humidity. So my phone was pretty close. And let's see here. Okay, I don't have any wind speed or anything. I'll have to see if I can't gather some information here on my deals. And get the feedback. I've been fussing with a couple of things, and I'm getting ready to, the wife and I are leaving next Wednesday on a little safari into the Panama Canal Zone by cruise ship. We're flying down to San Diego on Wednesday morning, dark 30. We're not going to take a helicopter, we're going to take the United Airlines airplane. And we'll land in San Diego and go directly to the ship, I guess, and go out the same day. And we'll be back on the 29th. So I won't be on the net here for a couple of check-ins. Anyway, I'd like to point that out to you. And I think I'm finally ready to strike on the internet for a decoder like you've got there, Bob. And hopefully you'll see me in all my full-colored glory here. I won't be doing anything before I leave, but let me drop it here. I won't be doing anything before I leave, but when I get back, I'm going to buy one of those Grand Stream jobs and hook it up to my video system here, my video switcher, so I can send a full-color picture to the repeater via the internet. Seeing as how I'm too clumsy and lazy and crippled up to go out there and try and work on those antennas. I'm going to have to recruit my son to have him come down from Monroe. He owes me a couple of favors anyway. Get him to come down from Monroe and help me get my antennas screwed up. So, anyway, that's it for right now. There'll be other things coming up, I'm sure. And back to you, Bob. Let me know if you need me to switch. K9PQ, K7HYB.
Okay, Gary, thank you. Yes, in fact, I think let's just set it up that at the end of your turn you switch me in, and at the end of my turn switch me out, because it wasn't working for me.
You got it. I'm on your end.
Thank you, sir. Okay, well, let's see here. Well, I hope you enjoy your cruise. I I'm sure you'll enjoy the warmth and the sunny weather. Assuming you like that, Gary. Some people don't. I don't understand them, but actually, I don't like it too warm. But I think you'll be good. Man, I lost my train of thought. Well, it's just good to see everyone in tonight. And I know I was going to try and do the counting test, but I don't even see myself up yet. Ron, can you tell me if it's switched?
It is now. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay, Gary. There we go. Yeah, boy, that's a very short delay. Although I'm also the quality is not particularly good coming over the internet just at the moment. So I agree. That's kind of an odd thing that it seems to take a while to settle down and get a good picture. So let me do the counting test because that was really fast. So the finger is up and go. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, the what I'm getting on YouTube is like frame, a frame every few seconds at the moment. So I saw no finger up at all, and then the finger showed up down. So I guess that was a fail on that one. Maybe next time around. Okay, this is Bob, K9PQ. This is the WatsNet, and is there anyone else who would like to check in tonight?
K7LTF.
K7LTF, and I'm afraid I don't know your name. Could I have your name?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while, but name is Zach. It's Lake Forest Park. And I agree with you. I'm watching on the internet, too, and it's just frame by frame, so little work to do on getting that straightened out.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, Zach, and to confirm the report there. Yeah, it's an odd one. We're always fighting a little bit here and there, and we've made some improvements, but just tonight, and I think the last time, we've got some kind of an issue. Okay. Put it back on the regular input, and let's go up to Jim, N7QO. Go ahead, Jim.
N7QO. Thank you, Bob. Yeah, I'm experiencing the same thing and I'm sure everyone else is too, since Zach confirmed what you are seeing there. Good evening, Zach. Actually, I probably haven't said good evening to everyone. Bob, Ron, Lee, Gary, Zach, and hello to myself. Wow, I see myself. Well, yeah, not sure if you like warm weather there, Gary, but I have to concur with Bob's statement. You won't have to worry about the snow. Maybe you can walk around a deck in your Speedos. It should at least be more pleasant down there, temperature-wise, than it is up here. I would do that anyway. Just a thought. So enjoy that. It's going to be a while then here. So don't get too much of a sunburn. Otherwise, you come on the air and we won't recognize you. Red face. Well, we don't have you in color. But anyway, have fun. Be careful. And I don't know. Don't have any words of wisdom for a cruise of that nature. I have never done that. There's something on television just a little bit ago, past day or so, about some ocean liner that listed approximately 45 degrees. They got hit with a 115 mile per hour gust, and it actually hurt problems as well. I also heard about an airplane that got hit by lightning, and it was supposed to be going from Los Angeles to Seattle, and they decided to return to Los Angeles after so, I don't know, San Diego, we had some nasty weather all over the country this winter. It's really difficult. It's good to get away from it, Gary. Have fun. Let's see. I guess that's all I got for now. K9PQ and 7QO.
Comment?
Go ahead, comment.
K7LTS. The string here, and you're probably looking at two there, Bob, as well. Maybe you have some different observations, but I noticed that you are the only one that, or I have been noticing the buffering. So I haven't seen N7QO. That's one thing, and the other thing is on N7QO. I've noticed some noise on your audio there, so you might have a noisy mic connection, maybe a plug or something that you might want to take a look at. So anyway, that's all I got. K7LTS.
Okay, Zach. Yeah, I was going to comment on that as well, Jim. It was you started out with a lot of noise and very shortly. If I don't know if you remember saying this, but it was right when you said, "Oh, I can see myself." It just popped in, and it was a beautiful signal, like usual. And then you were fine for a while, and I'd say about the last third of your transmission, whatever the problem was came back, and it was noisy, and to me it sounded like a weak signal, like loss of power, but it could have been a microphone issue. But it sounded more to me like loss of power. So anyway, I don't know what that might have been, but just some observation for you. And I think we all could have done without the thought of Gary walking around in Speedos, but unfortunately can't put that genie back in the bottle. Okay, on we go to Ron, KD7QKU. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, Lee and I are still laughing here. How about that? Yeah. Okay, KD7QKU here. Well, I was going to tell you what happened to me on Tuesday. My friend Kim, that lives in Linwood, he had been wanting to go down to Fry's Electronics down at Renton, there in the landing, and he hadn't really said why, but he wanted to go real bad. So we decided to go Tuesday. So he called, I think, at 9:15 and said he was going to be on his way, and he didn't get here till almost 11 o'clock because he got tied up in traffic. So when he got here, he was kind of in a bad mood, and it got worse as the day went on. So we went down to Fry. He wanted to get, I guess you call it a portable GPS, one you plug in your cigarette lighter and, put the bracket on the suction cup, on your windshield and everything. He had one like that. In fact, I have a couple of them. And so we went down there. We couldn't find any, so finally we asked somebody, and they said they were over on aisle 48 or whatever. So we went over there, and we still couldn't hardly find them. Finally, we found one. They had one. It was a Garmin. They wanted $299 for it, and it was kind of small. And so he'd had one that he bought down at Camping World, and I think he paid, $300 some for it. It was for a motorhome, and he has a motorhome, but he had it in his car most of the time. I thought it worked fine, but he, I guess, decided it didn't work very well. So anyway, so we left there unhappy, and I explained to him, he wanted to go to Kenston. He wanted to go down there to some of our favorite stores in Kent. So anyway, so we headed towards Kent, where we're going to have lunch down there. And so I said, I don't think you're going to find very many of them anymore, because I think, people, all the new cars are built, I would imagine that there's not many around, and if you buy one, it would be on Amazon. And he doesn't do things like that. He doesn't go online and buy anything. So kind of out of luck. So anyway, so after we had that conversation, and he wasn't happy about it, and I told him if you get one, it'll probably be old and needed to be updated, and that seemed to be the problem with the one he had, is that he had tried to go to a few places, and it seemed more like stores than anything else, and he couldn't find them in it or something anyway. He had been kind of upset. So anyway, he hands me this piece of paper with some addresses on it, and I'm looking around his car, and I said, "Where's your GPS?" And he said, "I threw it away." I'm going, "You threw it away?" I said, "All you had to do was..." It was a Magellan, probably Magellan. So he hands me this piece of paper, and he wanted to go to these stores, and I had no idea where the address was. I mean, I get around Kent a little bit. I know where Central Street is, and, a few of the streets, but these businesses were on unusual streets. I had no idea where they were. And so he says, "Well, can't you look it up on your phone?" "Well, yes," I said, "I suppose I can." And I said, "That's what you're going to have to do from now on if you do your GPS the way. You're going to have to use your phone." I said, "I think a lot of people do that." So anyway, I looked it up on my phone, and of course, we were headed south, and top of the phone was north, and I couldn't figure out where I-5 was or anything to get orientated right, and I could see where we wanted to go, but I didn't know how to get there. And as it turns out, we were in the wrong lane, and we went into some parking lot, and you couldn't get out of the parking lot to go over this other street because there was a curve or something. Anyway, people were honking at us as he was cutting across the street trying to get into this parking lot, so we could try to figure out where we wanted to go. Anyway, he was thoroughly upset, and we kind of had a bad day. Kind of went downhill from that. But anyway, that's the way it goes sometimes, I guess. All right, over to Lee.
Okay, yeah, Lee here. It's Rob tells me that the echo link up there is really, really poor right now. They're going to put a couple of modules up there and change that, speed that up, fix it up, but it's not done yet. And he thinks, Corey, the encoder is in the PC right now. It's a software encoder, and its rate, the bit rate has dropped to 4 kilobits per second there during time. I was looking at that same thing. You can, if you right-click on the picture, you can troubleshoot and get some diagnostic numbers. But anyway, and it showed the latency at about 4 seconds, and I measured it a little more, so I was encouraged by that. Golly. Anyway, it is very peculiar. In fact, it's not even caught up on me yet. It's still frame dropping and whatnot, and pixelated and that sort of thing on me. So it's a puzzler why the not so good noisy signals are doing a much better job than the really clean ones. Anyway, well, shoot, I noticed that we're 20 minutes till the hour. I don't have anything else to say, really. So I think I'd quit. Oh, and did I say hi to Zach? I got another text in from Ron. Yeah, he says the puck will improve echo link, not the video. Sorry if I implied that it would improve the video. I didn't mean to say that. Anyway, okay, this is N7PC. I'm Lee. I'm over in Port Angeles, and courtesy of not Echolink, but Skype. Ron doing the engineering over there in Eastgate. So back to net, 17.
KD7QKU.
Okay, well, very good, and thanks for that reminder, Lee. For nerds, and I'm not bothering to try and look at that just now, but I do want to give a reminder to everyone to be sure to let the repeater drop completely before you take your turn. Ron, you timed out in the middle of your transmission, but we only lost about a couple minutes, if that, maybe a minute, before you let the repeater drop and then you were back. But yeah, just everybody make sure that so that we don't time the repeater out. Just let it drop before you start your turn.
K9PQ in the group. That's K7HYB. Good evening. And welcome to the gentleman on the side there, K7LTS. Thank you for the feedback. We're always looking for ways to improve. I don't think we understand all of the technology that we're using. Some of us are hot in some areas, and some of us are hot in some areas, and just between you and me, I don't know nothing about nothing. And no, Bob, you don't want to see me at the end of Speedo. I don't own a Speedo. I do full-size trunks, and I don't do tools very well. With me, it works on my corporal limbs. It helps them feel better. I wish I had one here, but I don't. One of these days, when I get rich and famous, I don't know when that's going to happen. But I could have bought one with the money on this cruise. I guess, well, that's under the bridge. Anyway, and we got a trace out here, probably not even a half an inch. I thought we had a lot more than that, but we don't. And the temperature is hovering just above freezing. So it is definitely cool out there. Didn't stick any place except the lawn. That's about it. There's a little bit on the walkway, but on the roads, hardly anything. And it's not snowing. It hasn't probably for a couple hours now. I think we're going to get some more tonight. We're at that critical deal. They said between 400 and 1,000 feet. If we ever get some snow, let me drop it here. Okay, and that sounds just about right. That's what we're going to get. So we'll probably get a little more tonight, and hopefully it won't snow so bad that my wife can't get home. Anyhow, yeah, I'll have to report to you guys when we get back. If I'm not too lazy, maybe I'll take a few pictures and a few videos and share them with you when I come back. And yeah, I kind of look forward to the warmer weather. That would be nice, but we're going to be in Guatemala and Cabo San Lucas and a couple other places, Costa Rica, and before we even hit the canal. The Panama Canal is only a very short part of the trip. It only involves about 3 days of the whole cruise. All the rest of it is we're going someplace else or at sea, one or the other. Anyway, back to you, Bob, and I'll remember to switch over this time. K9PQ, K7HYB.
Okay, thanks, Gary. Let me get over to my picture there, so I'm not giving just color bars, and I see myself up there. It does pop up very quickly. There's not a lot of delay, but anyway, so it goes. I assume I'm coming through over 1.2 for those that have it, and yeah, I'm kind of with you, Lee. I think it's now quarter of, and I wouldn't mind making this the final go-around. So I'll kick it off with the 73. I'll close up the net at the end as well, but I'll make this my 73 round. Just good to see and hear everybody out there tonight, and nice to have Zach join us, and eyeballs checking out, and just nice to hear you in there as well, Zach. Gary, boy, enjoy the cruise. It sounds like that's going to be great fun, and yeah, hopefully you're going to have time to take some videos. I would think. I mean, I don't know what kind of activities there will be, but I think that you would have some time. And for me, 3 days going through the Panama Canal, that's kind of a long time. I mean, I know that it goes slow and it takes a long time to do it, but it's think of going through the locks here. Takes about 5 minutes maybe. It's not quite the same thing, but it is a series of going up and then back down again, and but that, I think that would be actually kind of interesting to see myself. Okay, well, this is K9PQ, and Gary, you can switch it back to the normal input, and let's go over to Zach, K7LTF. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, okay there, K9PQ, K7LTF. I was just trying to observe the image on the internet there, and I don't think I've seen it the last time that, oh shucks, who was it? That KD7QKU transmitted. It's still in a phase of buffering, so at least, I think generally there is a problem, a pretty big problem. So, of course, with Lee saying that there was only about 10 kilobits of data, that's not much. So there's a problem somewhere, and where it is, sure we'll figure it out at some point, but there's definitely a problem. Anyway, not too much else here to say. Haven't checked into that for quite a while, and hope all you guys are doing well, and hope to maybe check in again. Next Saturday, I guess. So, anyway, I'll turn it back to you, and hopefully it will. Well, last comment. Hopefully it won't get very snowy for the next few days. That would be nice, or at least terribly cold. But I don't know. That situation. K9PQ, K7LTF.
Okay, Zach. Well, thanks very much again for joining us, and I also hope for no snow. Okay, so we're continuing our 73 rounds. Let's go on up to Gary. Excuse me, Jim.
And 7QO. Thank you, Bob. Well, let's see here. We're on a different microphone now. Someone please let me know if this works any better. I'm going to be unhappy if there's a problem with my microphone there, but oh well, we'll see what happens. I could crank the power up a little bit more, but it sounds more like it's going to be a microphone problem. Oh well. Rob, we mentioned that you were in there. Glad that you're listening. Talk to us. But having said that, then that's just about over. But glad that you're listening anyway. Let's see, the streaming to me works than it has been for some length of time. Not perfect, of course. Zach, you seem to be having more problems tonight than most of us. I don't know, it's working more or less okay at my end. I have greater latency than some of the other fellows. I've got maybe more like 10 seconds latency, but I'm using a mobile cell phone actually for observing the stream. So that kind of explains that. Anyway, thank you all for participating. Thank you for the pictures. And if someone would let me know if this microphone sounds any better. K9PQ, N7QO, good night all.
Cleaner, but hotter.
Too hot?
Okay, Jim. I actually would say not cleaner. And it might be just that you're overdriving it a little bit. It's definitely in there. When your other microphone was sounding good, it sounded really good and better than what you're using now. But this one might sound just fine if you back off the mic just a little bit. You might have been just overdriving it. But yeah, it was solid, no issues. So maybe it is a microphone problem. Okay, well, thank you, Jim. And on we go to Ron, KD7QKU, and this is K9PQ in the WatsNet. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, K9PQ in the group, KD7QKU. Well, I don't know what you missed out before when I was telling about our little adventure to Kent. We were on the West Valley Highway. We stopped south, and we were both hungry, of course. That didn't help matters. And I didn't know where we were going. I wanted him to get into a parking lot so I could figure out on my phone which way we needed to go. And of course, he was in the wrong lane. And he did get into a parking lot. And then when I figured out where we needed to go, I could see the street and there was a stoplight on it, which would be nice. But we were going, south, north and south. We were going south instead, when we turned into the parking lot. We needed to go east and west. I wanted to get on Meeker Street or something, and it was behind us and stuff. I couldn't get out of the parking lot. There was curbs, in the parking lot. We couldn't go from parking lot to parking lot or something. So we had to go back out on the street, go way around. Finally, we got to where we wanted to go, but anyway, it was so funny. He was upset. He was upset over the GPS, and he was upset, I think, with me. But anyway, all right, well, 73, everybody, let's go over to Lee. And 7KC, go ahead.
Okay, 7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Well, Ron, his transmission there was, never got above 100 kilobits per second, and so forth. Interesting, the codec is handling the noise unusually well on Jim and on Gary. I'm noticing that it's been dropping on the order of 1,000 frames per 100,000, so it's about 1% frame dropping here. And right now, it's up to 500 kilobits, and the last transmission I had, previous to this, it popped in and went up nearly to 4 megabits per second toward the end of it. And you can tell when it starts to get real smooth, Okay, there it went to the ID. I'm just going to talk here a minute and see if it pops in. We try to get some. I know Rob has been watching this too. Well, I just don't know. I don't think it's going to do it. Anyway, we also have which may be faster than the software, although Corey's got a very fast machine doing it. It's clear that it can do it at times. Now we're up to half a megabit per second. Okay. Well, okay, I better just quit. We're getting done. 73. Good net. Enjoyed it as always, so we will... I don't know. I can't remember what the calendar says for Saturday, but I hope I can be here. N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. I'm going to thank Ron for his work for me. And so on third party, it's back to net.
87 QKU.
Okay, very good. So let's go over to Gary for his 73 round. Go ahead, Gary.
Good evening, all. K9PQ in the group, K7HYB, and I'll put my 73s on the evening. Thank you for your time and your inputs. It's always nice to hear somebody else's comments to see what the heck's going on, whether we're doing it right or we're doing it wrong, or maybe we're not doing it at all. I don't know. Anyhow, get the mug shot. We'll get the wide shot here. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. About 4 seconds, so that's not good. That's not too bad. But I'm still working on things out here. One of these days, it'll get done. And I'll put an amazing picture into the repeater, and I'll be able to see the live side. During the snowstorm, I saw the live side really good. I had an excellent signal out here compared to what I was getting, and I don't quite understand what's going on, except that possibly I do have an issue with the antenna out there. And that's a very good possibility. I'm going to have to take it down where the radio gets better and work on it. And Jim, yeah, I saw you're a shadow, but you're I almost recognize some facial features. So anyway, back to you, Ron or Bob, to put the lasers on it. 73's all, I'm clear. K7HYB.
Okay, Gary, it's not Ron, it's Bob. All right. This is Bob K9PQ. And, I'm seeing something very strange on my radio. I'm not having trouble, but I'm seeing actually a weak signal on my input from this 2-meter repeater output. So either I've got a problem or the repeater's got a problem. I don't know if anyone else is seeing that, but I am. Okay, well with that, this is again Bob K9PQ, and I'm closing the WatsNet. I will say thank you to the CTAC repeater group for hosting. We very much appreciate it. And I hope this is not any kind of a repeater problem. I hope it's on my end as something I can fix. With that, I will say good evening to everyone. Nice to see Zach in. And Gary, Lee, Ron, and Jim, appreciate all of your time coming in, and especially Ron switching Lee in and Gary switching me over. With that, I will say good night and close the net at 8:59. Have a good night, all.
K9PQ, K7LTF.
Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, I just saw K7HYB. Well, I didn't really see him, but I knew he was on the air. I refreshed my stream, or my stream of the link for the ATV stream, and when he went off the air, it was able to shift to the empty bars without too much trouble. So I don't know. I don't know. I've got a 50 megabit connection going in here, 50 to 100. So it's plenty fast. So I don't know.
Hey, Zach. I got that weak signal again. Is it possible that you're transmitting on the output frequency?
No, it says 768, so I'm transmitting on the input, and I'm doing about 50 watts.
Okay, yeah, definitely the squelch hill was there. So yeah, I don't know what's going on my end, but I just don't know. I'll have to check it out further. But it's the signal I'm getting from this repeater is weak and variable, and I haven't tried it on anything else tonight. So I'll have to check it out a bit. Okay. Well, thanks, Zach, and have a good night. K9PQ, I'm clear.
Okay, we'll catch you later. And I'm getting a repeater about half scale here, so it's well, it's not full scale like it. Well, maybe it particularly a few months ago, maybe a couple years ago, but it's still plenty strong to